Welcome to That Card Collectors Podcast with your host, Ian Taylor.
Right, take two, take three. What take are we on here? I've got no idea. But welcome, everybody, to the podcast formerly known as the Marvel Card Collectors Podcast. Yes, folks, it's That Card Collectors Podcast, and the episode is Brand New Day. Right, now, I should say at the very top of this that we did actually record with speech quotations in the air about 10 minutes of material, but then realised that we hadn't actually hit the record button. So much fun were we having in this new era. So, without further ado, let me introduce the we that I'm talking about. With me this week is Jason.
Hello.
Is Josh.
What it is
Wesley.
Heyo.
Now, Josh is in a location. It's rather like when they used to do like satellite news footage, and there'd always be a time delay from the studio to the person out on location. So Josh has kind of got that going on this week. I'm not entirely sure why, but it does make me laugh watching the signal arriving at Josh's head about 2 seconds after we've said it. It's giving me an awful lot of pleasure. Anyway, so welcome. So as eagerly eyed listeners, that doesn't make any sense, will know this is audio. So we're back to audio for this new era, and that is because it's just, I always wanted to do a podcast, not necessarily a live video every week, and I think you can have so much more fun with it. Like you can. It feels weird repeating jokes we did on the fly, but it's kind of like I can play like background music.
Welcome to the Card Collectors Podcast.
It's brilliant, and you can do all that sort of stuff. We'll have less of that. I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure if I'd want music playing all the way through the episode.
No, maybe no.
That's like an end conversation highlight piece.
It is, but the good thing is that now that StreamYard is kind of the main platform that we use, I can drop all sorts of audio snippets on here and have a library of sound effects, or fun shit that I can just push the button. I'm gonna. There's one here called Daydreaming. I'm just gonna press that and see what happens.
Sounds more like day.
This sounds like the music you'd get when you're waiting for a stream to start, or when you're waiting for something to start. Yeah. Hang on a minute. This one's called Feeding the Ducks.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? Oh, now
sounds like seducing the ducks.
This sounds like the kind of music that Josh has been playing for the past week. Mr. Loverman, Shabba. Anyway, but anyway,
Wow.
I think we've had enough of the background music for now. But anyway, we can have so much more fun with it. The other thing is, we are recording this before the last live episode of the Marvel Card Collectors Podcast. So this is all a bit weird. This is all kind of like we're talking to you from the future.
Mm-hmm.
In the past kind of thing. So I'd just like you to pretend that's happened. And we talked about this on that live stream, didn't we, fellas?
Yes, we sure did.
Yes, we did.
But I love doing the live stuff, and the video stuff is cool, but it's just a little bit too much input all the time. And I find that the conversation gets lost.
More directional.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I love the interaction with people, but because it became like the norm, I'd get to Saturday night and I'd be like dreading the fact that I had to be like perform and be on stage and just be, I don't know. I mean,
felt like work.
Yeah, look the part, be a part.
It
makes a lot.
Yeah. So I kind of figured, let's just change it up a bit. But as you'll already have this mental image in your head, fellas, because we talked about this only 10 minutes ago. But if you imagine a studio where someone does all these different faders, where they're doing pop songs and stuff like that, if you imagine someone's pulling down the Marvel one and then maybe pushing up the drum and bass Star Wars cards are over there, or the Garbage Pail Kids, or the
Right.
NFL cards over there. You know, we can talk
Monster
about
masterpieces.
anything we want. Yeah, we can talk about all that sort of stuff. Because Jason, I know you've been jonesing to talk about DC cards.
Absolutely, yeah.
So you will have your moment. You will have your moment, sir.
My time has come.
Your time has come. And I have a feeling all of you have probably got a lot more lived experience with sports cards because you grew up in America.
Yeah.
Unless any of you are going to tell me that no, I was rescued as a teenager from a hut in Botswana, but you might not know it to look at me. I don't think any of you are about to drop that bomb on me, are you?
No.
Okay,
but that's what got me into the hobby, was the carryover from sports. I'd been in card shops my whole life chasing the sports, and so the parallels were familiar. And when you saw growing up with some of these hits sports wise, and then you started to see them in Marvel and other things, it was a perfect way to transfer over. They were familiar. And that's a big timestamp in life, is like 92, 93 or 4, I'd say, is when like the shop started changing. You know, you started seeing these non-sports cards showing up in card shops.
So that's interesting. We just don't have those in England. Well, no, I mean, we have, you could buy in newsagents, you could often buy some of the American import stuff, like especially late 70s. I very distinctly remember I was only 6 or 7, but seeing the original Star Wars tops, you know, there'd be a box of those in the local newsagent, or Star Trek the motion picture. Those are the ones that I had maybe 20 or so of those cards, and I'd pore over them year in, year out, you know, before I experienced any other trading cards. So, you know, you had that sort of thing. And then, you know, mid-80s, you had Garbage Pail Kids. I remember buying that in the sweet shop.
Any trading card vending machines in the UK?
No such thing.
That was big here in the States, and some of the big cities was the vending machines. That
I first heard of those about the time I started doing this podcast, and I'm like, wow, mind blown. So, you know, it's great. And so I think, listen, not saying we're not going to talk about Marvel. It's just that, you know, this podcast has, you know, always kind of gone in directions that mirror both A, what's going on in the hobby, and B, stuff I'm just into. And I collect other stuff, and as I'm, you know, collecting slightly less Marvel because there's less Marvel coming out, and I also need to regroup, as do we all, after a rather frenetic few years of Marvel. You know, I want to talk about other stuff that I collect, and just bigger hobby stuff. You know, that crosses all streams really. So, but I think it'd be quite cool. You know, I'm sure Upper Deck will be thrilled because we can carry on talking to them about some of their other IP that they have. And hopefully we can talk to some other card manufacturers as well. Maybe have Rittenhouse on more often.
Oh, yeah, that'd be
about
cool.
some of their entertainment sets. Be cool.
That would be really cool.
That'd be cool. I mean, I don't know if they'd be up for it. You know, the time I spoke to Steve Charendoff, it was kind of a one and done. But who knows? Might not have to be Steve. You know, he might be more up for something regular. So, you know, all sorts of stuff could happen. So yeah, I mean, I'm excited about it. I mean, what you guys? This is about the point that we got to before I suddenly realised that I hadn't pushed the record button. But what I'm about to ask you, you'll have had about 10 minutes worth of prep to think about. But what kind of things are you guys? You know, with this sort of shift, what are you excited to talk about, and what kind of things, what kind of areas do you think we'll end up getting into? I'm going to go to Jason first.
Well, I'm excited. I've got Marvel, as far as cards go, Marvel's always been my favorite. But I like with the Marvel stuff, I learned about sets that I had missed or didn't know about. So I'm looking forward to learning about sets that I may have missed, entertainment sets. And also discussing the new stuff coming out, DC stuff with Upper Deck, more Star Wars. I've always liked Star Wars cards. And just, you know, also talking about some of the weird sets Upper Deck puts out on e-Pack, like they did a few years ago, Weekly Wild West and the Cosmic set. that I've really enjoyed. So kind of seeing some of those little kind of, I don't know what those are category. I think they're labeled as misc or miscellaneous on
Yeah, something like
e-pack,
that.
but but kind of true fact type cards. You know, maybe
Good
dabble
wins.
in that. So yeah, good wins.
Good
type
wins is a
stuff,
real crossover of
yeah,
real life and sports and entertainment.
yeah. Those have some neat insert and art and relic type cards with them, the good ones stuff. So
What about you, Josh?
So I've got a few that I'm kind of excited about. I've been messing around with the Monster Masterpieces for a while. That's a awesome card set. It's a lot of fun. Everything, you know, Loch Ness Monster, Kraken, all that jazz. But parallels carry over from what we remember from Masterpieces for the most part. The cards are phenomenal quality for that IP not being taken as seriously and never having like a low serial numbered type setup. It's coming off really nice. It's sharp. Some of these cards are really, really cool looking. The sketch cards are amazing. They're rare, so the artists seem to be putting a lot into them. And the Looney Tune cards, these Looney Tune cards showing up on EPAC, I love it. We all grew up with that. We all had that around. And I don't think any of us in collecting have ever had an opportunity to collect like a, 1 of 15 Roadrunner, like a Crackle holographic Roadrunner or Wile E. Coyote. Like some of these cards, they're killer. They're sharp. And they're
I'm sorry. I'm laughing because in the other room, I have an orange out of 25 EX Century Foghorn Leghorn that I pulled from the box that I opened about 4 months ago.
I said,
right. And so we all grew up with this and had some exposure, and everyone's got like their favorite character. And if you actually take a little bit of time, look into the card set, they're really well done. Cards look beautiful. And so that's been exciting. And messed around a little bit with airline cards. I showed you guys a couple times. Some of the
you held one of these up. What is it?
Okay, so basically for all of the major airline companies, they distribute a card set. Delta is the one that I have the example of here, but United and the other big players, and they just distribute them between the pilots, amongst the pilots. Now you're going to find them on eBay and in other places. And so I have a friend who just got started in flight school, and he's on his way to graduating, and he's going on test flights, and a couple of these pilots handed him some of these cards. First thing he did was bring them to me and said, "Have you ever seen anything like this? And what do you think?" They're awesome. They're chrome. They look like a Topps Chrome style card. And I mean, we're talking from 757 to your Boeing, your major Boeing aircrafts, all the way to your like A-10s and semi-popular military aircrafts and other stuff like that Delta or Boeing or whomever has produced stuff for. So these cards are really cool. There's something different if you're into airplanes and stuff like that. Take a look.
That's kind of really random. I love the fact that there's a really super limited edition trading card set that's only given to pilots.
Yeah.
And they trade them when they go on flights. They have a pocket or two, like we have with our binders. They've got a few on hand, and they trade amongst themselves to complete their sets. They're like, that's amazing. Hey, co-pilot. Hi. Yeah.
Who produces them? Who actually makes
great question.
them?
Do you think that they get together and have a Mile High Club?
Okay, we are only 15 minutes into the new era, folks, and we've already started his women to go on. And let's face it, it was always going to happen.
Wow,
outstanding.
But right now, I'm tracking 2025 Delta Airlines card or plane bio. Full stats, speed, range, engines, wingspan.
Wow.
But I'm not getting any manufacturer.
Okay. Interesting.
I typed in, let's see, airline trading cards on eBay, and there's all sorts of a lot of Delta, but there's Frontier Airlines, and there's different
Frontier,
years
yep.
and different themes. There's a really cool looking one that's Delta Airlines A350 Paris Olympic 2024 Team USA, and it's a cool looking kind of foily card for the Olympics. Pretty neat and stuff. So all kinds
so
of
for a set
stuff.
like this, your rare hits are going to be like Air Force One and things like that.
Oh my goodness!
You know, you've got cards with like, you know, planes that have really rare limited trim packages and or like, you know, anniversary celebration schemes.
Yeah, there's like
a lot of fun.
There's like 100th anniversary Delta set. Different years, different photos.
Who knew that we'd be talking about airline cards for this long in any universe, let alone the one that we're in?
Right.
Nobody.
Yeah, and this is what the doors, you know, kind of open up for us to.
Yeah.
It's plain to see this was the right move.
that was good. That was good.
Thanks. We're here all week. At least until the next episode.
I mean, with this new format, the sky's the limit.
Lovely. Right, Wesley, grab your carry-on. What are you keen to get into?
I think obviously one big one is, you know, be able to talk about Star Wars and some of the stuff that's going on with that stuff. And what's really cool for me is that, you know, whenever I couldn't get Marvel cards 2 or 3 years ago, I just would buy the blasters of, you know, Star Wars cards and stuff at the time, so I can go back through and look through some of the stuff that I had just sitting around. But also stuff like there was a trading card. It's called Wycross, Wixross, and we started collecting it just because it had a lot of like, it was Japanese, but it had a lot of like waifu type art. Like, you know,
I've never understood what that word means. Is it like a sexy Japanese girl kind of vibe?
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah. I could show one, but it's like
okay. All right.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
It's kind of something I aspire to be, but I'll never get there.
Yeah. And the other thing too that's cool is it kind of opens up the door for other, you know, older companies like you talked about, like Rittenhouse and some of the other stuff that might be kind of cool to get into and look at, and
absolutely
some of the stuff we might have missed. But
we might end up talking about some sports stuff as well, because let's face it. I mean, you know, sports is the big thing, isn't it? It's the stuff that makes all the money. I mean, I'm, you know, as we record, I'm 7 weeks away from flying to America to attend the national.
Right.
I mean, the full title is the National Sports Card Convention, and that show is huge. It's kind of like it's the San Diego Comic-Con for sports cards, basically. And so, yeah, I mean, I don't know as much as a lot of people know about sports cards, and I in no way would want to try and compete with some very well established and very high number sports cards podcasts.
Soccer? You get any soccer over there?
Well, I'm not really into soccer.
Football?
Yeah, American football, or as football as you call it. Yeah, I mean, I'm into those, the NFL stuff. But yes, English soccer stuff and, you know, European soccer stuff, I'm just not that excited about it, really. So, you know, we'll probably touch on it and talk about it. But, you know, I can see the appeal, and I guess it goes back to the whole thing that for me, trading cards are very much an Americana thing. So when you say a trading card of an English soccer team, I just, you know, my needle doesn't move, because it's like, well, it wouldn't be an Americana. Yeah, it wouldn't be an American cultural thing for me. So I think, you know, we'll talk about stuff from overseas, definitely. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, and it's weird that I look at some of the Japanese stuff and I don't have the same reaction It's just that I don't think of the UK as necessarily a trading card spawning thing. I'm not sure how excited I'd be over. Now there have been cards in the UK, but a lot of them aren't sort of made as trading cards. If you remember, cigarette cards were a massive thing in the UK. When you got a pack of cigarettes and you got their smaller format, but you got there's a very well established collector scene for those. I mean, they don't do them anymore. They haven't done them for decades. But you used to have that with tea as well. You used to get those same format cards in tea.
Okay.
Wow.
In the UK.
That's very British.
So there are, and that feels like a very British thing. Both of those do. I think the cigarette thing happened in other countries, but both of those feel like a very British thing to me. But when I think about soccer trading cards, it doesn't. I don't know. It doesn't. Something doesn't quite work.
You guys had trading cards in the tea?
Yeah. The same as the cigarette one.
I wonder if any cards made it in the harbor when we dumped that tea in the.
Oh, I think you're talking about a long time before any of us were alive. But yeah, no, it's a thing, and there used to be like random things like dogs, or airplanes, or different suits. I've even seen a thing that had different like tailoring and all this sort of stuff. It's the most bizarre thing.
Yeah, like Allen and Ginter, did they do those? I saw the coolest older Allen and Ginter set that was all American Indian chiefs.
Yeah,
they got some really cool stuff out there. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a whole load of real kind of dark corners. Makes it sound like something salacious, but there's a whole load of kind of areas that we can talk on and stuff. And I think the challenge with this, as I realized when the podcast started, is an audio podcast talking about a visual medium. But as long as you don't get too hung up on showing stuff that people can't see, we can talk about it until we're blue in the faces. And I often think about Greg McLaughlin and his Rebel Base Card podcast, his Star Wars podcast. He's all audio. He's been going for just over 6 years. Wow. And he had a career in broadcast, so he makes this shit sound effortless when he's doing it. He does it on his own. I don't think I could ever do this necessarily on my own. I think I'd run out of things to talk. But you might not.
That was one of my favorite episodes. Dude.
Yeah, but he's the conversations. Sorry, carry on, Josh.
Yeah, no, his explanation of what he did with the card set that he had created.
Yeah,
he went into like going in, creating the checklist, pictures of him and the guys that worked on it, and the insight that he had in regards to if you want to go about a project like that, creating a promotional set and what the steps are and how you kind of go about it. It was phenomenal. It was really good. He's got a lot of awesome insight.
Yeah. No,
so
he's a
changed,
good guy.
Changed a couple of years of my life.
Yeah, well, I'll be seeing him at the National. He's actually picking me up from the airport because he lives about 20 minutes away. So yeah, I mean, we mentioned it before. Can I just talk about what I'm quite excited about? Since Star Wars is a big thing, and if you think about Marvel cards, there's obviously been a lot of Marvel sets, but there are periods where it's very fallow for quite a few years, and there's nothing, and then it kind of ramps up a little bit, and there's maybe 2 or 3 a year. I don't think any of us ever expected that we'd have so many sets in the last 5 years, for example. I think that's unprecedented, certainly in Marvel cards, and probably even in the 90s when sets were coming out, left, right, and centre, you'd still maybe have half a dozen a year. 6 to 8 tops, think about it. Let's pick 94 as an example. So you had Masterpieces 94, you had Fleer Ultra X-Men 94, you had Marvel Flair, so that's 3 sets, you had Amazing Spider-Man, the Mark Bagley set, that's 4, Marvel Metal I think was 95, so what else? So you've at least got 4 sets. Marvel Universe 5, so you had Marvel Universe as well. So in 94, I think you have at least 5 sets. I don't think, even though I've probably missed a few, I don't think we'd get to 10, for example. And yet, in 1 quarter of the last 2 years, we had at least 10 sets.
Yeah.
So it has been.
Never seen anything like that.
No. And I think. Everyone's a bit like as a result. But Star Wars has been pretty consistent since '77. You know, I mean, the first movie had what, 5 sets, different colors. Ditto. I can't remember how many Empire Strikes Back had. I think it was 4. I want to say. Greg would know off the top of his head. Anyway,
I didn't know that.
and then you had, you know, it was pretty quiet throughout the rest of the '80s. To be fair, because there wasn't much Star Wars going around. And then in the '90s, it really started ramping up, and it's been pretty consistent since then. Because you had all the prequel stuff, they've been reissuing different stuff with the old stuff. Then you had Galaxy in the mid '90s, you know, the original art sets.
Yeah.
So it's been pretty consistent. But of course, now with Fanatics, it's entered into a whole new kind of era of like Chrome this, Chrome that, Masterworks this, Masterworks that. You know, high end. You know, some of the stuff out there, like Stellar Signatures, Galactic Antiquities, Chrome Black, is on the Black Diamond wavelength with only like a few cards per pack. And the pack is also the box. You know, so we're talking super high premium stuff. And then at the other end of the spectrum, Topps have always been able to do this, but Fanatics have now got that channel as well, having acquired Topps, is the fact that you could just pop into a store, Wesley, and just buy it off the shelf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they've got so many products, and they've had this for such a long time. It's a relatively new thing for Marvel, having those blasters over the last few years. Certainly new in the modern era, if you like. I know retail stuff from Marvel was a lot more plentiful back in the '90s, but it's been pretty much the purview of hobby shops ever since then for Marvel stuff. But Star Wars has always had a massive, like, you know, it might not be the same products, but you will always have a product SKU and a type of set that will be available for pocket money prices, you know, for kids, for families, you know, for whatever.
An entry level blaster box. Always.
Yeah. There's always an affordable way to get a Star Wars product,
right?
And that I've always admired that about, and I'm hoping that will be, and you know, I think the $30-$35, maybe $25 if they're on clearance, upper deck blasters of the last few years were also brilliant, and people. You know, I've seen people posting in the group, is it worth getting this? It's like, well, not if you want to get a card that you can then sell for $150. No. And that shouldn't be your reason for wanting to buy it. It might be your reason, but I think it's a real shame that it's your reason for wanting to buy it, if you're asking the question. But the fact that you can do that for the cost of, I'm not dissing e-packs here, but let's face it, on e-pack, you could easily drop $30 and get 2 or 3 packs, if that, and maybe only 3 or 4 of the cards will be physical. The rest of them will all be digital. At least if you buy a blaster at $30, you're going to have like 20, 30 physical cards in your hand.
Yeah.
Tangible. You've actually got a product.
Yeah.
Right.
You know,
and it's a cheap way to get a chance to see what the set feels like if you really want to go into it heavy. You just can dip your toe into the pond instead of spending a lot. And
it's a good way to kind of sample the cards at a low buy-in. And unlike e-pack, you know, like you said, not everything's physical, and you're just looking at it on the computer screen. Now, I love e-pack, but to have those in hand and see what they actually look like gives you a good idea if you want to pursue it. And it's a good way to start, at least if you want to collect something. The blasters is a good way to kind of chip away at your base set and, you know, add some of your inserts to it, you know, or to fill in the gaps and the spaces. Blasters are great for that.
It's fun, and it's, you know, you can do it without getting yourself into debt. You can do it without, you know, impulsively going onto a website at 2 a.m. and dropping $2,000 on 4 cases of product, you know, which judging by some of the guilty expressions on the screen now, I think most of us have experienced something similar to that. So now the reason I bring it up is that I've recently really been enjoying Andor, and it's kind of really got me back excited about Star Wars again. It's kind of given me an avenue through which to consider getting into some Star Wars cards, because I mean, Wesley, have you watched it all now?
I am on I got 1 episode left, so I know. I'm so sorry.
Well, that's okay. Yeah. That's okay. You've seen Rogue One, so you know what.
Yeah, I know what the final Yeah.
But it did make me laugh on the podcast chat the other day. Wesley suddenly randomly just typed, after days of not being online, kyber crystals, and that was the last we heard of him. And I was like, and I left it till the following day, and I said, Wesley's got Star Wars Tourette's. It's just like just pops in kyber crystals, and he fucks off.
Yeah.
It just made me laugh.
Yes. That I knew there had to be something in there.
Oh, it was so funny.
So, well, I
sorry.
guess I just, is it saying that the Death Star? I mean, am I allowed to ask? The Death Star uses the energy from kyber crystals to blow up the worlds.
Yes, I think there's some sort of some aspect of the laser. I don't know the full science behind it because, let's face it, it's made up. But even I don't pay enough attention.
Yeah.
But I know they're one of the components that makes it able to fire the weapon. You may fire when ready.
And kyber crystals are what makes it lightsaber.
Yeah. So, yes. There we go. Thank you, Wesley. I've been kind of looking at it in terms of just the characters that were in Andor and Rogue One, and that being like that's going to be my focus. So I got my first Topps Chrome Black. Now I think Chrome Black is like a notch up from regular Chrome. I think regular Chrome is like your Marvel Platinum of the world. I mean, Wesley, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you've bought quite a lot of Marvel Topps Star Wars Chrome, haven't you, in blasters?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. It is. The black seems to be a step up from the Chrome.
So the black seems to be a step up. Now here's the thing with black, right? When you get an autograph in Chrome Black, it comes in a mag with a seal.
Oh wow!
And that's not
awesome.
Just any mag. That's a BCW mag. So it's nice quality. You know, I'll be happy for that to stay in there.
Yeah.
And because I keep my actual autos in mags now, I'm happy with that. I just put it in a sleeve to stop it getting scratched. And that's my first Andor auto that I've got in hand.
That's
from
that's
Chrome
awesome.
Black
That's beautiful.
2024, I want to say that is. Yeah. Faye Marseille, who was in Game of Thrones, as Vel Sartha. And it's a light side autograph because I think they've got slightly different card designs for whether they're on the light side of the Force or the dark side of the Force.
Or the dark.
And I'm absolutely smitten. It's gorgeous. It's really nice. And that's an unnumbered one. You can get parallels that have got like orange stuff going on, or hyperspace backgrounds. I'm not interested in those at all. I'm happy to collect a base version of the characters from Andor, and I think someone like the Stellan Skarsgård, I don't think he has base versions. I think they're all pretty limited numbered because I can't imagine there's an actor who'd be willing to sit down and sign, thousands of stickers. And this is a sticker auto, but I love it. I don't have to worry about the cost of a mag because I've got it. I bought this secondary. I didn't buy the product.
Yeah, I didn't notice that they were, because I've got a couple here too, but I didn't notice they were BCW until you said that. That's
yes.
I got an Admiral Akbar.
Awesome.
It's a trap.
So I think that's a 2002 one. I don't like the slant design on those, where the auto's on an angle. I don't like it at all.
And is this Booger?
Who's that?
Can
I've
you
got
see it?
no idea who that character is.
Let me see if I can get it better.
No, it's not that I can see. I can see the card. I've just no idea who the character is, and that's the thing. There's so much Star Wars now that I was looking through the checklist, and I was having to Google character names. Right, is that someone who was in Andor? I don't know. I was having to go, and it's chances are it's going to be Ashoka, or it's going to be Obi-Wan, or it's going to be if it's the animated ones, it's slightly easier to tell because the image on the card is animated. But it's upside down. There we go. I've got no idea who that is, Wesley.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. They don't say on the back.
What's the actor's name?
Clint Howard as Ralakili.
Oh,
yeah.
He may have been.
So Clint Howard is famous.
If that's Clint Howard, then it was probably from Solo because Ron directed Solo. Would be my guess.
Okay. Yeah.
And Clint Howard is in all of his brother's movies. In some.
He was in the original Star Trek.
Oh
Don't you know?
wow!
Clint Howard.
Was that
As
the
a-
guy
as
that
a kid.
was he Booger in Revenge of the Nerds?
No,
Oh, okay.
no.
I love how Jason knows that so
Yeah,
well.
Right
hit that-
away.
Without a hesitation. Without a
No,
hesitation.
Jesus Christ. Jesus wept.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Well, at least we know what the visual is. Explained to the audio or people like it. He looked like kind of.
But
No,
yeah,
but-
I'm with a few others as well. I've got well, my first. I've only got 4 in hand. My first one was Star Wars Signature Series, and that was one. That's everyone. And this one was literally you bought the box and you had one. All it contained was one card, which was an auto.
no.
So I bought this secondary,
remember
and it's
seeing 'em.
Greg
Okay.
Grunberger's Snap Wesley. But again, it's got a sticker on, so it's sealed, and it's a BCW little mag.
I like
It's
that.
great, you know.
That's nice.
So I really like the idea of getting an auto, and it's just like job done. I haven't got to worry about the
Yeah.
condition of it.
Ready to
I haven't
go.
got to worry about getting some mags in.
Mhm.
You know, so
I really
to me, that has
like that.
value.
That's
Yeah, that has value. And then I tried. I've got an auto for Masterwork, which of course is their higher end one, and this is thicker cardstock. Mainly because I really like this actor, but he's also in Rogue One. Ben Daniels
oh yeah.
as General Merrick.
Yeah,
Cool.
see,
Who's
that's awesome.
And it's such a beautiful card. I mean, you can see the
That is a
foiling.
Yeah,
on it.
that you can tell
Um,
immediately right off the rip. It's
Yeah.
a nice looking card.
It's a nice
Yeah,
one.
that
I mean,
is
it's
nice.
beautiful. Now, my frustration. I've been looking on eBay at the Star Wars Masterwork stuff, and because they change it up every year, some of the years the design is just like, I'm sorry, I'm not sure what's going on, but
Right.
someone just
Not for
clearly
you.
threw up all over their Photoshop. Yeah, but this particular year, I'm not sure which year this is. It might be 2018. It doesn't say on the back. Like I said, it doesn't say who the actor's film it is, but it doesn't have a copyright thing. So unless you know visually what year it's from, you're kind of screwed.
That's
I
interesting.
only know from Googling the Topps Chrome Black autos for Star Wars that was a 2022 design for Chrome Black that you've got there, Wesley. Because I remember seeing it and thinking, oh, there's a year to be aware of. But the annoying thing is, having bought this one, this first one I showed, Vel Safa from Andor, I've subsequently seen the 2023 version, and she's got a better picture. She's holding a gun, and she's looking a bit more badass. So I might swap it out because her autos don't go. It's like $10 because she's not like a lead character. And that's the thing, I'm probably going to get both. The last thing I'll say on Star Wars before we move somewhere else is I recently discovered Star Wars 30th. Now, Star Wars 30th came out back in 2007. Okay, so it's an older set, and it had a lot of autos of the original people who were either in the back of the production or actually in the production itself.
Wow.
And I love the design. So these didn't come in mags, but that's a Star Wars 30th auto of one of the guys from the Death Star.
Oh
That's
yeah,
super
yeah.
cool.
Isn't it cool? I mean, this guy's
Yes.
dead now.
Yeah, it is.
Oh,
This
yeah,
guy's
that's the
dead,
guy
and, you know-
that's the guy that Darth Vader choked.
Yeah, that's right.
But he chokes him
Yeah.
in the first one on the Death Star.
Force choke. Yeah, force choke.
Force choke.
And it's brilliant. I mean, the auto's a little bit off because the R has been a bit faded.
Right.
I don't think the pen was working when he did the sticker, but he was probably getting on a bit when he did the sticker. So hats off to him. Some of the actors who were in the first Star Wars film are still alive and signing, and you can see when you look at their autos through the years because they've been signing. I mean, top Star Wars autos from the original film have been going on for like 20 years or so now. You can see that the actors getting older by looking at their more recent ones. It's actually quite sad when you look at it. I'm thinking, oh dear. But yeah. So anyway, I'm kind of I think I found my lane. The original Star Wars trilogy, the original cards that came out back in the late 70s and 80s, are the ones I'll go for in terms of the sets. But the newer stuff, it's just going to be the autos from Andor, Rogue One, and maybe the original trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be happy with that.
That's a pretty good parameter there, I think.
Yeah.
Good selection.
I think otherwise, you just go nuts and overspend.
There's a lot
Yeah,
out
yeah.
there. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Seems like
I mean,
a-
when's the last time you kind of waded enthusiastically into something new that maybe was Marvel or wasn't Marvel? You know, how much did you go hard at the beginning?
Man, I would say I bought of the Lion King set when that came out. I bought a
Wow.
couple boxes of the Lion King. That was a fantastic set. Just one of those oddball ones that's kind of out there, but that's what we had for a little while when it was something different. And they would come out with these these anniversary like sets for some of the big Disney releases.
Mm.
And that was one that I saw coming. I had bought the Disney anniversary set with just like the medallion and patch cards of Mickey Mouse, Steamboat Willie, film cells of some of the first Fantasia, all the ones that we remember. And then that had like a big announcement after that set, and that set was phenomenal quality. The Disney anniversary set on EPAC was
Upper Deck. Yeah,
very well done.
Yeah. Mm.
Very well done. Great parallels, really cool stuff. And then after that they went on and did the same thing with Lion King.
I love a great set of parallels. I really love a great set of parallels. Yeah.
We all do.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I love the
And
delay
there's a-
on Josh. It's so funny seeing him suddenly realise what I'm saying about 3 seconds after I've said it. It's hilarious.
Jeez.
So,
How's the satellite signal on the top of your camper van getting on there, Josh? You need to go up and adjust the aerial, I think. I've said that as he's taking a drink. He's going to end up spectating. Yeah, there we go.
We're going to switch locations.
talking about Star Wars, I did find these like awesome Star Wars binders at Target. I know you probably don't.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's cool.
So yeah, it was like $3 or something like that. But so I thought that would be good to kind of put as part
what
of
type of rings are they? What type of rings are they? Are they D
Oh,
ring?
it is a D ring.
Oh, that's good. How many?
3.
3. Okay, brilliant. That's doable for cards. It's got to be at least 3 rings, and it's got to be D ring.
Okay, I'm glad that you said that, because so like the regular round ones, they end up like
Don't
messing
do it.
with the
Don't do
mess
it.
with the card.
They'll pinch on the insides where it closes on the insides. It'll push on the top,
especially if you've got like the binder pretty full. Yeah,
the indentations on your top and bottom rows.
Yeah,
I knew that I knew it was better, but I never knew like why. So that
I also like the fact that that's not a very thick binder. So even if you do fill it, you won't have too much weight there. Because the thick binders, if you really fill them, you shouldn't store them vertically. You should store them horizontally. Yeah, because the pages will sag.
Mm-hmm.
And if it which in and of itself is bad. I mean, you can alleviate that by having them in slipcases, because it supports the pages a little bit. I'm a big fan of slipcase binders, but yeah, those ones that you've just held up, Wesley, I might have to bring a bigger suitcase. Looking at those.
Yeah, what aisle was it? Like the kind of office?
Arts and crafts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like over there and it looks like it's made by UB. Oh, I don't know if we could.
Don't know, mate.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's nice though. Nice 1-inch D ring.
Yeah, I've got that would be good for some of my Star Wars cards. So I'm a big fan of the 2018 Star Wars Galaxy. That was a set that I bought blasters of when I got back into cards, and Marvel didn't have blasters out. I hadn't gotten into EPAC yet, and so I really have a fondness of that 2018 Star Wars Galaxy set.
Well, it's cool too. I didn't know that if all the Galaxy sets were original art. Is that correct?
Yes,
most
that's
of them?
right.
I think I'm gonna have to look. I think some of it is art that was used in some other things.
No, the original Star Wars Galaxy from back in the day is original art. So it's like it was basically Star Wars version of Masterpieces, basically, in that sense. So it's you've got people like Ray Largo in there, you've got Dave Dorman in there. The artist list for the first 3 Star Wars Galaxies is just like wow, okay, you've got Michael Kaluta.
Yeah.
Steve McNiven did that one Star Wars, that one Luke Skywalker card. When I was talking to him, he talked about it the first time around that he did a card like that, and then that next year I found it online and bought a couple of them and had him sign it. But it's cool that they are original art cards.
I think Boris and Julie did some even, but
Yeah, they're a combo. The Galaxies is
the
original.
newer ones I think are.
No, the 90. I just looked up. 93 is has screenshots, legendary scenes, and blend of original artwork. So
It certainly doesn't have screenshots because I've got it in the other room.
okay, well that's
It's all original art. So
AI. Okay.
Don't trust the AI answers. Can I just say, as a general rule of thumb, when you Google something, go into the results. Don't trust the AI summary of it, because I've had.
Oh no, this wasn't the
recently.
AI. This is from Topps Ripped brand history.
Okay.
Yeah.
They did have. No, they had some prismatic chase cards.
Yep.
That I think used some movie imagery.
Yeah.
But the base set is all original. There's a section of some of the base set. I think this is in more than one of the years that has overseas movie posters. So that's as close as you get to reproducing something else. But it's not a photo in the base set. Some of the artwork is so good it looks like photos. It's that good in some of them.
It's interesting, and you brought this up, Ian, that do they not put the year of the card on the
not on the stuff I've got here. I mean, even the Star Wars 30th does back in 2007, but yet all the newer stuff just doesn't have the year on it. All the property name from where the actor and the character are from. So yeah, it's I don't know. It's just I just find it odd and maddening, but it is what it is. What are you going to do? They're not going to listen to me and change it. So,
well, Upper Deck ended up putting just the name of the artist on the back.
Well, they did. I don't think Topps know we exist, but who knows? That might change. I'm going to take Topps out and get them absolutely pissed when I go to the National. Now, very quickly, I just want to segue a little bit because Halo was released on. Halo Legacy Collection was released on Upper Deck recently, and I was blessed to open a box of this with Amanda on the Friday night, Saturday morning podcast that we do a few months back, and it's a big ass set, so go into it carefully. But I'm just trying to find a base card, a Master Chief. There we go. So that's your base card.
Nice, really nice.
You know, they kind of got white backgrounds, and I mean, it goes through all the Halo properties right through up to Halo Infinite, which is the kind of newest one, which I haven't played yet. I got halfway through Halo 5, and that was kind of run out of rope at that point. I just play Halo Reach on repeat now, but some of them obviously have bigger characters fill in that frame.
Yeah, really nice.
But they really are nice.
Yeah, like elegant, right?
They do. Some of them. Again, depending on the character, some of them just look a bit weird.
Yeah.
That's Gravemind from Halo 2. And so it looks, I mean, let's face it, it looks like an appendage.
Yeah.
Josh, looking at you. Do you know why? But there's, and some, like I said, some of them, especially from the more recent games, the artwork is, look at that. That's gnarly. Yeah. That's one of the prophets. It is. Prophet of Mercy.
It's a clean looking card too.
It is a clean looking card. But I tell you the thing to be mindful of with these. So they have those, then they have a story so far, which are like the chapter cards from the What If set. And they're like landscape format.
Okay.
And they're nice.
Yeah.
They kind of remind me of some of the Star Wars base cards from the Chrome set a little bit. So they're okay, they're fine, but it's the character ones I like. But then, OMG, they don't go off on tangents on the parallels. So this is an active camo, and look, it's a acetate. So I just held up the
Oh,
base.
see, that's
and you
beautiful.
can see through
That
it.
is pretty cool.
You can see through it. So that's an acetate card, and there's a few different types. So you could have fun rainbowing with this. You could have an
Oh,
awful lot
that's
of fun
nice.
if you went and just rainbowed certain characters from it. And then it gets better, my friends. You've got all sorts of different ones. So much like I'm just trying to see if I've got that same character. No, I don't, but I do have a Cortana. This is like a green. What's this? This is green Spartan Ops. So you see, it's kind of got a green vibe going on there. Okay, so that's green Spartan Ops. Then you've got one that's called Rampant, which is kind of a silver foil.
Okay, now that's
I like
that
that.
jumps right there.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So that's nice. I know you say it jumps, Josh. Wait till you see what I'm about to hold up. This is possibly. Oh, they've also got a purpley one, which I only got 2 in a box. It's called Great Journey. So there's a. So it's got a similar vibe. Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
it's not too much.
It's okay. It's all right.
Oh.
But here's the one that absolutely blew my socks off. It's called Augmented. Right? I've nothing prepared me for this, and I still think it's the most incredible thing I've seen Upper Deck do. It's like a black mat with the character in gloss, and it's still got the foil.
Wow.
It's so beautiful.
Wow.
What's it called? It's called Augmented.
Yeah,
I like
believe
that.
you can get Augmented Gold. I saw someone mentioning that on a sales post. Yeah, so the back is kind of a regular shiny, but the front is just. Isn't that the most
That's
remarkable
cool.
thing?
Are those serial numbered?
No, they're
Okay.
not. So,
Man,
those are
that's
neat.
beautiful.
they are really nice. I mean, having an augmented version of this set would look the nuts, especially in one of those like binders, like zip binders. You just open it up and it's just like the black on black. I mean, there's some pretty cool inserts in it as well. Let me just find. I mean, you'll recognise a lot of these. Halo Armory, which is kind of like an EX Sentry kind of vibe, and that is serial numbered. So
That's
it's like
great.
cardboard and acetate mix.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So they're okay. They're fine. There's Discover, which has got different locations.
Okay.
Which are okay. It's kind of different worlds and things like that. And then there are different. Then you got weaponry. So you got a brute prowler, war machines. This is, and that's a deep set as well. This is card number 34 in that one.
Oh wow.
That's from Halo 3. Weapon drop is literally all the weapons that he can pick up as he's wandering around. That's pretty cool. Weapon drop. Halo 5 Guardians. What's this? Yeah, and you can get Spartan Ops parallels so all those parallels I just said, you can get them for the chapter cards, story so far cards. And then I got this one. What's this numbered? No, it's not numbered. But it's Great Journey, like the purple one, but on the chapter cards.
Oh wow, that's nice.
Do you see what I mean? It just, it's just.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, it's the usual kind of Upper Deck format, as in they do the parallels on the chase as well. But I just think the augmented just look amazing. Now, apparently there are metal. When I say metal, I don't mean actually made of metal, but the kind of metal branding for Marvel Metal that they use on PMGs as well. They've got those, and they're numbered to 117 because it's Master Chief 117.
Oh, okay.
And they are really tough pulls, and they're going for a lot of them are going for like a couple of $100 easily.
Wow.
And then the auto cards, and they're all on card. And apparently there's almost 100 of them. I pulled one, which is Halo.
Okay.
But you've got the guy who voiced Master Chief from the very first game. You've got the various actresses who've done Cortana. You've got Nathan Fillion, who was in some of them. He signed. Keith David as the Arbiter. So some of these actors are movie level actors as well. So yeah, it's a cracking set. It's worth a little tickle on a pack. I think that's $7.99 a pack.
That's
You
not
get
bad.
6 cards.
Mhm.
I think most of them are digital as usual, but still, when you've got back in after a heavy night, looking at you, Josh, or a heavy day.
Cheers.
Anyway, so there's lots more of this we'll kind of cover and talk about. I kind of want to get some broader kind of card dealers on as guests. I think that'd be quite cool.
Yeah.
I think it'd be quite cool to speak to some of the grading companies.
Yeah.
I think it'd be quite cool to talk to some of the manufacturers. So, BCW. I'd like to get Tim. Tim from
Absolutely.
Slabstrong and BCW. I'd like to get him on. And yeah, I mean, it'd be cool. We can talk about all sorts of stuff and get into it really. So
I did just run across the this Godzilla set also. That was awesome.
Godzilla.
Fantastic. It's done. It's the trying to find the name of the company skipped me because I never seen it before, but it was Toho, Toho.
Oh,
And
okay.
they got the classic Godzilla, and I think they're going into Godzilla -1 and then Godzilla -2 that's getting ready to come out.
Oh my goodness! I saw
Yeah.
-1 recently, and I was like, I'm not sure if I
What'd you
liked
think?
it.
I
I'm not sure
love
if I liked
got-
it.
Can I ask you, do you remember the first MonsterVerse shows where they'd have like Godzilla versus Rodan, and it wasn't the movie, it was just the two of them going at it in like a short film?
No, I don't. If that's the thing, I think I've only experienced the westernized Godzilla. I don't think I've
Okay.
experienced
All right.
the OG, which is why I think I found it a bit difficult to get into. I think it looked amazing, especially apparently that was a really low budget, that one.
Yeah, it was only
very
like 10 or
clever.
10 or $12 million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I thought it was very clever, but it just I don't think
But
I'd want to watch it again, put it that way.
It
I
had
love
that.
intention beyond like the original creation of the MonsterVerse, guys inside of foam costumes and stuff like that.
Oh
So
yeah,
they really
I'm aware of that.
they-
Yeah. Mm.
They targeted that design and that style. It was for the people who were there in the beginning. It really, I can understand. It really didn't play ball for most.
Okay.
But those beginning, the very first exposure in the States, a lot of people to like the MonsterVerse was those like battles where these guys in these awfully done foam suits were going at it. And so this card set kind of mocks that. Some of the first games that they made for like Nintendo, Super Nintendo, and Sega Genesis, they designed from those mock-ups where they'd have guys in these suits taking the still frame pictures, and that's what they'd use to start the animation process.
Oh wow. Okay.
It's the beginning of combat video games all wrapped in one, sort of.
Wow. Okay. I love it. Every now and again, Josh will drop a nugget
Yeah.
of absolute gold, and my brain will just go.
Yeah.
I like it. I kind of feel the need to push the dance pop button.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's hot right there.
It took a while to get going. I'd even argue it probably isn't going yet.
So she's
Yeah,
Keep you suspenseful.
I wouldn't say it's that poppy. Right, we're going to do one
They
more.
need to get it going quicker.
Yeah, we're going to hit the rock button.
Okay, here we go.
Now,
Oh boy.
if it is actually Dwayne Johnson saying something, I will be very, very amused. Okay, all right.
I've heard that before on something else.
Yeah. I won't lie to you. I think we'll probably use those quite sparingly. But I'm going to load in some other sound effects that we will definitely lean on a little bit more. Because
Why not?
Why not? Why not? Exactly. Well done, Josh.
I have
yeah.
I was gonna say on my Go XLR, I have like movie quotes saved in each one, and I don't know. I could randomly push one and see if it. Did you guys hear that?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, damn it!
We saw your face.
It was Darth Vader saying, "I find your lack of faith disturbing."
Okay.
I guess I got to figure out how to.
I'm gonna load in all sorts of fun pop culture and quotes and sound effects and shit like that in there. Because we do all sorts. I mean, imagine when we get to doing Christmas episodes, how much fun that would be. Because I remember doing those in the past, and dropping in like music in the background or roaring fireplaces and things like that. But it would always be a pain in the ass to actually edit it in. Now I can do it live.
There's a card set that needs to happen. The Rudolph, the animation, the still claymation, the very first Rudolph.
I don't know. I don't know if you know. The very first Rudolph for me was probably a Charlie Brown one. So yeah, I don't think I've seen that.
That movie, the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer movie,
with the abominable snowman and
with the abominable snowman.
The elf that wants to be a
Bumbles?
dentist.
Yeah, I've
Bumbles
heard that I look
Bounce.
like the dentist.
And
you
the island of
look like the
Misfit Toys.
I thought we had this conversation before.
Yeah, you look exactly like the guy who pushed the abominable snowman off the cliff. You guys are spinning images. I never even realized that.
Yeah, you have to.
In the realm of Christmas
and
films,
download.
It's Die Hard for me, quite frankly.
Oh, absolutely.
Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Fights me. Anyone who disagrees. I'll also go one step further. The first Lethal Weapon is also a Christmas movie.
Sure, because of the Gremlins.
So,
Gremlins.
Yeah.
Gremlins.
Gremlins. Well, Gremlins is definitely a Christmas movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And we're getting the third one's coming like very soon. Very soon. Josh is very excited. Yes. Oh yes. Gremlins 3. Here we go.
Wow. Okay.
I've already seen the movie poster with the claw scratching 3.
Oh, have you?
Lines
I
of
haven't
blood
seen that.
And the thing.
Wow. Okay.
Oh,
right.
dude. Gizmo's my guy. Oh, that's my guy. Gizmo he don't bullshit.
We're gonna head for the hills. So folks, I'm not sure because I haven't set it up yet. What the new Instagram? I mean, it's going to be the same Instagram basically. I'm just going to rename it and put a new tag on it. I don't know what it's going to be yet, so I can't tell you what it's going to be yet. But I can tell you that we are on all good audio platforms. Spotify. Google Podcast doesn't exist anymore. So yes, it'll be on YouTube. It'll be on iTunes, Apple Podcasts. Podbean sounds rude. It either sounds like something you make coffee from or something else. Anyway, we're on all those. So please come and find us. Please rate, like, subscribe, all that sort of stuff. And like I said, we will do more videos, but they'll be sparing, and we'll probably going to make the videos of this episode and any audio we make available, but possibly as a kind of a very, very small level paid subscription thing, just to cover the costs of StreamYard and the graphic stuff that we use. But yes, so yet to figure that out. So you will be able to watch this episode at some point, but it might cost you a couple of bucks. But,
Roger,
means that we can carry on doing this and be able to afford to do it. All right, guys. The sign-off is going to remain the same, however, because the ethos has always been to, and I'm going to say Wesley for this one. What do we always say?
Enjoy collecting.